Hi guys, welcome to Beer Time. Kyle here. Let's do some day drinking. I've got two today. So guys, I do have two beers today. I'm kind of excited about that for two reasons. One, these are two beers I haven't had before. Oh, I've got three reasons. Two, these are high gravity beers that I was able to buy in our grocery stores. That's kind of a new thing in Tennessee. Thank you, lawmakers. And three, I'm coming into this new year and I'm looking for some new stuff to try. And I always feel this time of year my palate's kind of ready for something different. I've had the mint chocolate chip porter. I've had the crazy Christmas Granny Spice drawer, super brown. I've had all that weird and awesome pumpkin stuff, but I'm ready for a new year. I'm ready for more day drinking. So I've got two offerings here. I've got one from New Belgium. This is an IPA, okay? This would be a double IPA or maybe an Imperial IPA. And then I've got this other guy from Dogfish Head, which is an Indian brown dark IPA. So I'm imagining it's got some more kind of roasty notes with it, but you know, Dogfish Head likes to throw a lot of hops in there, so we'll see what they do for us today. A friend of mine named Chris Cates told me that this Voodoo Ranger from New Belgium, this IPA, is actually quite a good beer, and I'm looking forward to trying it. So without further ado, let's get this into our trusty IPA glass. I'm still, you know, kind of always looking to get the best beer experience out of my beer, and so if I can put it in the best glass that I can, I will. In this particular case, this Voodoo Ranger IPA is going into this glass. It's pretty neat. It's got some little ridges down here that allow the bubbles to effervesce and get that hop flavor up in your nostrils, if you will. Looking forward to having this. A comment on the bottle itself. New Belgium's got some new artwork they've been kind of rolling out over the last year. This one's pretty interesting and cute. It's called Voodoo Ranger, and basically it's got a weird skull wearing what looks like a U.S. government ranger outfit, and he is just hanging out, and he's looking a little badass. So it's neat. It's a little subversive for New Belgium, but that's kind of what they're going for right now. Let's give this a try. This smells very clean. It's got these clean hop notes in there, but there's lots of smooth, sweet pineapple on the nose. I was going to see what it said on here. It does say it's bursting with tropical aromas and juicy fruit flavor. It's got Mosaic and Amarillo hops in it. And this golden IPA is perfectly bitter with a refreshing, sublime finish. Well, we'll find out about all that, won't we? Yeah, so anyway, it smells great. I like juicy IPAs, so this is right up here with me. And I believe this thing is running in at about 7%. It is. I'm correct once again. Yeah, it smells fantastic. Chris Cates was not lying. This is sublime. It's delicious. And why is that? How is this different than maybe some other IPAs I've had? Well, there's some interesting things going on. The hop flavor is in this, but it doesn't have lots and lots of that kind of, I would actually call it almost acrid, kind of resinous flavor, which can be awesome in beer, right? I mean, that's, you know, what a hophead looks for. But this, it's pulled some of that out of there, and what you have is a beer that's really in balance. It's almost like you've got this liquid, and in the middle of the liquid is this beautiful hop flavor, and in your nostrils you get this beautiful sweet pineapple note, and it just leaves a little bit of that hop flavoring on the back end. As I explain it, that it's like the stuff is suspended in the liquid, it's because it's not a huge hop bomb, but there's just lots and lots of great flavor in this without, again, all that resinous kind of mouthfeel. It also lightens it up. It's easier to drink. I mean, if it wasn't like 7%, and you should be careful about that, it's certainly quaffable. It's delicious, really. And maybe one of the, I'm thinking this is kind of my prototype for what I'm looking for this year. Hoppy, but not too hoppy. Tropical, bright. This is a great food beer. It just works. It's easy to drink. And it doesn't leave you feeling like you're stuffed or kind of wrapped up in a forest floor. I like that. It's good. And I got to tell you, it's pretty good for 9 o'clock in the morning too. Again, that liquidy. I don't want to call it watery because I don't think that that's fair. But this is, you know, leaning towards a bigger beer. But the mouthfeel in this is light and liquid-like. I like it. There's also, you know, this other thing you're getting in here that's not just the hops that Chris had mentioned to me, and he's completely right on this, is that it's got this fresh cut lawn thing going on with it, which again is just this lighter thing, and I think that really speaks to embracing a new year, right? Kind of clean, light, refreshing, flavorful. This thing's got moxie and gumption. I like it. This is good. Really good. Now, let's go with a different guy here. This is Dogfish Head's Indian Brown Dark IPA. It's got dark malt, organic brown sugar, and it's got lots of dry hopped elements in it. It's 7.2%. I picked both of these out because they're fundamentally kind of different beers, but they were both IPAs, and they're both from big breweries, big microbreweries, if you will, big craft breweries, I guess is the way to say that. And this one's running at 7.2%. This is at 7. This is at 7.2. So in some ways, they're kind of similar, you know, when you think about where they are. But let's, you know, if this thing has got, oh man, this isn't the same. That's all right. It's a big world out there. I can handle it, and you can handle it too. So what we've got here is some brown sugar, dark malts in there. Dark malts can be kind of great, you know. They lend that kind of toasty and roasty element to beers. And with the brown sugar in there, it's going to, you know, change up the mouthfeel a little bit on there. And, you know, you probably might get elements of like graham, bready notes maybe even in there that, you know, like dark breads. And it really is pretty. I can almost see this kind of russet red color coming through the bottom of the glass, but it is dark. There's a lot of ingredients in here. And the other reason I know that, I mean, all you got to do is look at the foam on this. It's like dark vanilla. You can smell the brown sugar in this. You can smell, like I was thinking, kind of graham, and you can smell a little alcohol in this. And you really, at 7.2, you shouldn't, but that's what my nose tells me. And maybe it's more of the sugars in this. tasty beer. It's hoppy, but not overly hoppy. I don't know if it's completely in what I call completely in balance. But for somebody who really likes beer, and I don't mean me, I mean you all, somebody that likes dark beers and hoppy beers and that, this is a pretty neat beer because it checks off a lot of check marks. It's a pretty cool beer. So roasty notes in there. There's a little bit of I wouldn't call it like Italian espresso. That would be too strong. Some kind of coffee notes in there. I don't know, cafe au lait or something. It's not bright. The sweetness kicks that down a little bit. That any brightness you would get. It's not what I would consider overly dank either. And I think with the malts in here and the hops in here, it's giving it this coffee finish, like coffee grounds, in a good way, not a bad way. It's a good beer. This is equally a good foodie beer, and I would put these beers this way. You know, some of these days, like today, it's 60 degrees outside in January, and, you know, last week there was snow on the ground. I think when there's snow on the ground, I think this is your beer right here. I think the Indian Brown Dark IPA, this is a good beer for a colder day. It's hearty in ways that this thing never can be. This is much lighter, more in balance. This IPA is. So as you're struggling to get through your winter and into your spring, these two beers are kind of nice beers to have. This is great with your stews and chili day, I think. And this is great just for drinking all the time. I think you can tell which one I like more. I like this more as a kind of complete beer experience, mainly because it's what I need right now. But this is a really great beer as well. Do I think it's as interesting as this thing is? No, there's some alchemy going on in here, even though it looks like a simple kind of clear beer. All that pineapple grass. And you know, I'm drinking this right now after having drank this. It's even better. This is so good. So what I would suggest doing is definitely getting out and getting the Voodoo Ranger IPA. Just buy a case of this because it's awesome. And get a 6-pack of this Indian Brown Dark IPA. It's a good beer. I would day drink this in the cold for sure. It's good stuff. Well, you guys have it. I think this is going to be my go-to beer. I think it would be great to pick up a keg of this. I might see if I can do that. I probably can. Well, I look forward to doing some more of these videos this year. I'm going to bring the thunder and lightning and see what I can't get together. I miss you guys, and I'm glad to be back doing it. And I hope that you have a great day and weekend day drinking your way through your weekend. I think that's fantastic. I've obviously started off my day in the proper manner. I hope you can start and finish your day in a proper manner. Having a great day. And what can I say? Toodles. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.